Hi, Sandra Wilson here. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist who works with ADHD, other types of neurodivergence and rejection sensitivity. And I am going to try to answer a common question around feelings of loneliness and isolation. So, do you ever feel lonely and disconnected from people, even though you are surrounded by people? You might live with family members, you might have a lot of friends, but you still feel that sense of deep loneliness, that lack of connection. So feeling lonely even when you are surrounded by other people is something many neurodivergent folks do struggle with, and they can just feel very different from all the other people around them. And it's not necessarily about the number of people that you have in your life. You may live with a lot of people, but the main issue is that you don't feel seen, you don't feel understood or even heard or even accepted for who you are. So if you are neurodivergent and you've experienced rejection in your life from a young age, and it's sometimes quite subtle, like being labelled a certain way. Oh, you're strange, you're not like everybody else, you're lazy, you're a daydreamer. Sometimes these labels can come from family members and come from school. So it can make social interactions often feel like you're walking a tightrope. Always alert, that alertness for the very subtle cues of disapproval or exclusion, and that constant emotional vigilance can make it very hard for you to relax and truly connect, especially if you've experienced bullying at school. If you were different, then you may have become a target for bullies, or you may have just found it very hard to make friends. And when you grow up, you may find yourself in very different environments, like a workplace or even at university, where people are nice. They want to, you want to make friends. It's a friendly setting, and you still struggle to connect. You still feel lonely. And please know that this is not a flaw. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just your nervous system trying to protect you from pain, because your nervous system may have experienced pain when you were very young. For example, being told that you were different, or being told off for not fitting the desired mould. So overcoming these feelings it's possible to start to overcome them with a little bit of gentle self-compassion, self-understanding, rather than forcing yourself to fit in or guilt-tripping yourself when you feel that you don't fit in. So you can start to just become more mindful of your unique ways of thinking, your unique ways of relating. So try to seek or build spaces where your differences are not just tolerated but valued. I guess finding your tribe, whether that's online communities that are especially set up for neurodivergent people, so interest-based groups. Do you have a big special interest? Or a few authentic friendships built on honesty and safety. Sometimes it really is quality over quantity. So just having 2 authentic, safe friendships are a lot better than having 10 friends who are just surface level and that you really don't feel a connection with. And also try to practice a little self-compassion, just soothing, learning to soothe yourself from this pain of perceived rejection, and remind yourself that your worth is not dependent on anyone else's approval. Now, I am very familiar with these feelings, and I help a lot of people, children, teenagers, adults, with feelings of rejection sensitivity, not fitting in. Loneliness can be a very common symptom. And I've helped many clients to reframe the anxious thoughts, to start to believe a little more in themselves, and that yes, healing can happen. It can happen, but the first step is to practice a little kindness toward yourself and accepting who you are, because you do not have to fit in everywhere to be loved. And if you're neurodivergent, you are not broken. Okay, so sometimes if you've been taught that your differences were flaws, it doesn't surprise me that much that you're going through life believing that nobody's going to like you, and it's difficult to find that deeper level of connection. But it can happen. You can start to feel safe, and you can start to feel like you and that you belong no matter what. And I hope that's helped. Reach out if you feel that I might be able to help you. And if you are not already following me or you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and follow, so I can reach more people with my content. Bye for now.